Well, before you get to the soliloquy, I wanted to talk about the parts that lead up to it first, because I thought that was probably the highlight of the play, was the long soliloquy, especially some of the images that are conjured within it. But there's also a sequence when she does throw the rock at Big Bird where you use slow motion.
Yeah.
It's like that the slow motion used in Seven Samurai, where it's way beyond the usual use of slow motion. Yeah. It's also something that's traditionally not used in theater, where they don't use filmic techniques. So it's an interesting reworking. Apart from that, too, I think that your use in here, as well, is basically just as a memory. It's very much a memory piece, since Julie and also the doctor's perspectives, and it's often led ambiguous as to who exactly is remembering these incidents or who is thinking about these incidents. But it's very much like Big Al's Gina, where it's Julie Morgan's Christy. Talk a little bit about that element as well.
Well, in real life, the two sisters had an antagonistic relationship, at least in the childhood when I knew them. I have no idea what happened in their adulthood. So I wanted to, one of the things I've said before is I wanted to have greater female characterization. And I've had a number of sisters. I've had 5 or 6 pairs of sisters, most of the time bickering and whatnot. But yeah, Christy is in a sense a product of Julie's memories. Julie is the subsuming force. I mean, yes, you could argue Danny Wagner subsumes Julie since he's the presumed author of the play and he appears in the play, and he seems, if I recall, this isn't one of the plays where he directly comes out and states that he's manipulating things. I recently rewatched, for example, Our Town. So Danny isn't in stage manager mode necessarily in this play, but yeah, you do get to the end, and we get a sense of Julie looking back, and this is one of those plays that I think people will enjoy because it has someone in a nut house, and they'll go with that. But if you really look at it, it takes a vastly different tack than I think any other playwright would take, because it's not really exploitative. We don't really see, we don't see sort of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where the Christy Morgan is being tortured by the doctors and the nurses. We don't get that. It's more about what Julie perceives her life to be, her sister's life to be, and so forth. And
we see a few scenes where Christy is laconic, but it's mostly concerned her youthful image rather than her adulthood. I mean, you can't really make a vegetable interesting in any piece of drama.
Yeah, and she I wouldn't say she's exactly vegetative, but she's someone who's not a particularly interesting character, and like many of these plays, it's Jessica calls them, these are my harem. But I wanted to do plays about females, and I think it was Chin Zhang who had said that all of these plays are sort of like one big meta play. So I've done 28 plays so far. 27 of them have an appearance, at least, of Danny Wagner, even if it's minor. And the other one he's talked about obsessively by the wacky character in the Wallace Shawn features play. And so you will find repetitions. These sisters, in a sense, are an offshoot of the Lujack sisters. But that's because life does tend to sort of repeat itself to a certain degree. And also, an artist tends to go back to different subjects, different kinds of things. And because these are based on real people, most of these characters in my plays, it allows me to go back and look at them. And like I said, I never had any sexual relationship with the older sister, not the younger either, although I said we kissed a few times and whatnot. But
the whole circular reasoning comes back in Not Reached by the Frost too. The soliloquy that ends the play. You can speak a little bit more about that, but I thought of how well that's set up, where it's essentially Danny comes to her in visions over and over, and then they end with this long soliloquy on not necessarily Danny, but the incident where she was under duress over not knowing and not having any contribution over her dog dying.
Yeah.
And Danny, perhaps sensing something is wrong with her, goes to comfort her. And there's great images like her in that are subverted from their usual context, like rain coming down and him not being able to, or rather, him able to distinguish the tears from the rain. It reminded me of, say, a less saccharine version of that ending to Blade Runner, in the sense that this is something that is inverted because it's actualized, and it also has that same meta feel too that is contained within the rest of your dramatic corpus, where it's almost as if he's extinguishing a reality from her too.
Well, in the end, she ends up having signed over the other sister. And we don't, and one of the things that's never really explored in the play, but is mentioned, is that she has an economic incentive, apparently, to sign her sister over to the state, because then she will be the sole heir of a part of her mother's, not fortune, but her mother's estate, and won't have to split it with her sister if her sister is awarded the state. And so she does it. So we never really know why she does so. Is she doing so because she believes that Christy really needs the medical attention or psychological attention? Is she doing it because of greed? I would say it's probably that she's doing it because she does want her sister healthy and or taken care of. But in the end, actually, I was thinking of, speaking of Wallace Shawn, I was thinking of the end of My Dinner with Anne, because in the last paragraph she goes, there was Chrissy at the altar with Father James. There was Timmy and me when he pulled my pigtails and tried to dip one in the cake batter Mom had made. There was Mr. Emoto yelling at me when I accidentally spilled coffee on the fax machine. There was Johnny Guzwicki in the pizza bar. So she has this series of memories that she's describing to the audience that, these characters don't matter. They matter to her, but they're utterly irrelevant to us.